Hey, everybody, and welcome to the Super 80s Podcast Friend. We are a TV theme song explorer with one goal, and that is to analyze every single 1980s TV theme song. All genres, comedies, dramas, cartoons, soap operas. We love them all, and we hope you do too. Speaking of, if you like what you hear here on the Super 80s Podcast Friend, you can like and subscribe wherever you listen to podcasts. Leave a little review. Give us a little love. Makes us feel good. Finally, if you have any questions, comments, ideas, send us a message. We sure love hearing from you. We've heard from a couple of you in the past few weeks, and it sure is excellent to get some suggestions. And let us know when we're wrong. We're wrong a lot, right, boys?
No.
Yes.
By the way, I'm John.
I'm Ryan.
And I'm Peter.
And this is our 32nd episode, boys.
Wow.
Yeah.
32.
Good for us.
Yeah.
We like to start out with a drink, and if you are not driving, we encourage you to join us. What's in your glass today, Ryan?
Miller Lite.
Engineer Pete?
Miller Lite.
I'm also drinking a Miller Lite, and this is not by accident. We are located in the lovely state of Wisconsin, and we lost one of our absolute heroes recently, Bob Uecker.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And Bob Uecker, well known in the 1980s for his Miller Lite ads. If you've never seen one, if you love the 80s, which you obviously do if you're listening to this, go to YouTube.
Tastes great.
Less filling.
Yep.
Just a wonderful collection of ads. And, of course, Milwaukee Brewers, former player, announcer, author, actor, comedian.
Exactly.
So, cheers to Bob Uecker.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Welcome to the podcast, Miller Lite.
That's right. And as far as I'm concerned, definitely the best 80s, the best baseball movie ever, but definitely one of the best sports movies from the 80s, Major League.
Fantastic movie.
Yes.
Yes.
All around.
Mm-hmm.
It's a great fast fact for those of you who aren't super familiar. That it's about the Cleveland Indians, but it was filmed at Milwaukee County Stadium.
Right.
And I remember there was like all calls to come and be an extra in the stands
Yes.
and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So, Ryan, you have a Milwaukee County Stadium seat in your home, don't you?
It's actually in my office now, but I have two. Yeah.
It's a cool piece of memorabilia.
Yeah. Me, Conky, and I went there when they were tearing the stadium down and snuck one out in the middle of the night.
I'm just picturing you and Conky wearing ski masks.
It was a heck of an operation.
That's awesome. So again, we love Bob Uecker here in Wisconsin, so we thought we'd have some Miller Lite in honor of him. It's that time of the show where we have retractions, comments, questions, areas of concern. For those of you keeping score, this is episode 32, which means our last episode was Amen. The episode before that was The Muppet Show, and the episode before that was...
Was it Airwolf?
Airwolf.
Okay.
So, any of you guys comments, retractions, etc.?
I've got retractions.
Oh.
Plural. Hit it.
Retraction time. We got to work on that one.
Okay, the first one, a new listener, Laura from Portland, listened to the Three's Company episode and reached out. Mrs. Roper wore a caftan, which is a casual summer dress with a bold pattern. It was not a house coat.
What's the term?
Caftan?
Caftan.
Caftan?
K-A-F-T-A-N.
Caftan.
Right. So
Okay.
we were calling it a house coat.
House coat, yeah. It's apparently something else.
And by the way, listeners, we love you going back in the archive and listening. So don't be afraid to send us retractions from a long time ago.
Oh, yeah.
We'll take them.
We'll see if Laura listens to the podcast long enough to hear this retraction.
She's long gone.
And on Amen, I incorrectly identified the car as a Delta 98. Did not exist. There was a Delta 88 and there was a 98 Regency.
Okay.
Which was it?
It was a 98 Regency.
98.
Really? Okay.
So you had the number right.
I had the number
Just
right.
not
I
a
basically
Delta.
I combined
Yeah.
two different models into one imaginary car that didn't exist.
That's kind of cool. It's like Benifer.
Yes.
Exactly like that.
Hey, if you want to get a Super 80s podcast friend Delta 98 T-shirt, Pete's gonna draw a picture of the two cars morphed into one with our mugs floating on top of it.
Totally. Sort of like Voltron.
Speaking of episode 31, Ryan, any retractions from you?
No.
Sherman Hemsley, yes fan.
I do acknowledge that he is a yes fan. I found I've been provided the research, and I acknowledge, and I guess that's a retraction. That's definitely a retraction.
It's as close as we're gonna get with Ryan.
We'll take it. We'll take it. We'll call that reluctant retraction. You weren't even trying.
He was actually just singing, I'm not retracting.
Play that back really slowly. You'll hear it. We also learned that Sherman Hemsley recorded a song with John Anderson, the singer of Yes, and it's never been released.
Hilarious.
That might be bullshit, right?
Everything on Wikipedia is true, though.
What else? I have just a couple other things. I did mention we've been getting the occasional reviews and stuff like that. We had a really nice review, and I normally don't do this on Apple Podcasts, but it was so good that I just wanted to share a few parts of this review because it cracked me up. This is from Shane A. Just like the 1980s, this podcast is dangerous yet warm, irresponsible yet endearing. And then closes it up by saying, enjoy it with a box of Frankenberry sans milk.
I like that.
So
not the Frankenberry sans milk, but I like.
Do you want the milk or do you just want no Frankenberry?
I take the Frankenberry. I don't want anything to do with the milk.
Right, so you're with him on that.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Well,
Maybe
thank
a
you,
Miller
Shane.
Lite, Frankenberry and a Miller Lite, just like in Revenge of the Nerds.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea. Yeah. As most of you know, I like to go back and watch episodes. I watched an episode. I watched parts of 2 episodes of The Muppet Show.
Huh.
So it's on Disney Plus, and you can just choose the episodes from the 4 or 5 seasons, and it shows you the hosts. So I, of course, started with the Alice Cooper episode.
Ooh.
Nice.
And I'm not going to go into too much detail, but I'm going to tell you this. The Muppet Show is really weird. It is... It's
eccentric.
Out there.
Right.
It's really eccentric. Yeah. There's this one scene where there's like this puppet who's like, my tooth hurts. And then there's like a bunch of other puppets around his head who go, my tooth hurts. And he's like, and I hear voices. And they're like, and I hear voices. And then the voices go, and sometimes the voices talk before I hear it. And he's like, and sometimes, like, so just weird shit like that. It's super weird. Alice Cooper, he starts out doing the song Welcome to My Nightmare, and it's basically like an MTV video, but he's backed by Muppets on the video.
Awesome.
Kermit's a little freaked out that Alice Cooper in the episode is the host. And at one point, he's trying to make small talk with Alice because he's kind of uncomfortable around him. He's like, oh, it must be great to be a rock star. And Alice is like, I can make you a rock star. He's like, well, I'm not sure. He's like, and then Alice provides him a contract and says, if you sign this, you'll become a rock star. And then he looks at the camera and says, but I'll have to steal your soul. And then Kermit's like, well, I didn't mean I want to be a rock star. It's like kind of like saying you want to be an astronaut. He's like, oh, just cross off the word rock star and put astronaut. So shit like that. It's super strange.
Yeah, I like it.
It was really good. And at one point, Kermit looks at the camera and goes, weird show. So, I mean, I was laughing. There's a lot of songs. So I did the 30-second fast forward here and there. But it was good. And then I watched a few minutes of an episode with Don Knotts.
Oh, wow.
Speaking of Three's Company.
Nice.
Wow.
And again, it's like the show starts out, the opening scene is these weird gingerbread men puppets singing the Sammy Davis Jr. song, Sweet Gingerbread Man. So I just wrote, it's surreal, trippy, existential.
Wow.
Yeah. So all in all, it was fun. It was fun watching.
Very cool.
Parts of 2
Very
episodes.
Nice.
Alice Cooper, Don Knotts.
Thanks for the report.
Yeah.
My pleasure. It's a fun thing to do during my lunch break at work. All right, we've had a drink. We've had retractions. There's only one thing left to do, and that's to hear from our dear robot, Conky.
Ready to assist. You, Pee-wee.
Morning, Honky. What's today's secret word?
Today's secret word is Mr. Belvedere.
Wow. Conky must have been listening in.
Well,
Those house robots are always listening to what you're talking about.
indeed.
I believe you mentioned it. You described Alexa as basically an open microphone in your home.
Yeah, of course, of course.
So Conky's no different. By the way, Conky was coming in a little hot there, listeners. So if you're at Planet Fitness and people heard that coming out of your headphones, our apologies. That was a little hot signal.
Excited.
I turned it up a little loud there. But
He's excited.
well, speaking of Bob Uecker,
Yeah.
Mr. Belvedere, we like to start out with memories. Who wants to go
Nice.
first?
Well, I'll start. We definitely watched the show in my house. I remember that. I don't know that I could describe to you an episode. You know, like I have memories of the show and the characters, but I can't remember a specific episode.
Same here. I got the general premise in my mind. English butler with an American family.
Butlers are back.
Exactly.
And live and help.
And my first thought was that I was like, was he forced to be a butler? I think I was confusing it with was that a Costanza? A Seinfeld episode that
Right.
him and
Yes.
Costanza were trying to get
And
a pilot
Charles.
for somebody that was like forced to be a butler. And I was like, was Belvedere forced to be? But
I don't think he was an indentured servant.
I don't think so.
But again, the middle class family.
Yes.
With a butler.
Yes.
Who's the boss?
Right.
Mr. Belvedere. Give me a break.
Yeah.
I mean, the list goes on
Yeah.
and on. We watched a ton of this show. I've mentioned multiple times on the show a lot of the 80s sitcoms. My dad would retire to the basement.
Yeah. Yes.
But my dad is a huge Brewers fan, and he is a huge Bob Uecker fan.
Oh.
So this was the entire fam
Yep.
watched Mr. Belvedere, and we loved it. We watched it. Engineer Pete's going to tell us how many seasons it was on, but we watched it probably for almost as long as it was on. I remember obviously Bob Uecker and his wife, 2 sons, 1 daughter. I believe
Yeah.
the daughter's the middle child.
Yeah.
And then, of course, Lynn Belvedere.
Lynn.
I definitely remember the song.
Do you? Okay.
It might be Leon Redbone singing. I'm not positive, or a guy who sounds like Leon Redbone,
Okay.
because we listened to Leon Redbone records at our house too.
Okay.
You guys did that?
Nope.
No.
Okay. Yeah, really good stuff. Uecker was hilarious. I remember Uecker wearing a lot of plaid shirts.
And
Tucked
for some
in?
reason, I think sweaters when I think of him,
Yeah.
and not having a ton of screen time either. Uecker. I don't know why that is. Maybe because the Brewer season, but
And I know that the youngest kid's name was Wesley, who was
good.
played by Bryce Beckham,
What?
maybe?
How do you know this?
You guys know at this point. My
What?
brain just remembers weird
What?
stuff.
Were you a member of the Mr. Belvedere fan club?
My dad would call him Mr. Velvet Ears when we were going to watch it.
I like that.
I'll bring that up to him when I talk to him tomorrow. And I'll let him know we're drinking Miller Lite, and he'll be ashamed that we're not drinking Old Milwaukee
That's true.
or Hams or Braumeister
Bro.
or Meisterbrau.
Meisterbrow.
I think that's about it. Just moments ago, Conky zapped information into Pete's brain. The shockwave was a little high today. We had to kind of poke at Pete a little more than usual.
Yeah.
Puddle of drool was bigger than usual.
Yeah.
But Pete's back. And
I'm back.
Hey! He just chugged his Miller Lite. There's more in the fridge. We can have more than 1 Miller Lite on this episode because it's kind of like drinking a half beer.
Okay.
So, without further ado, grab your Miller Lite. Engineer Pete's going to teach us about Mr. Belvedere's.
Okay, it aired on ABC from March of 85 to July of 1990. It was 6 seasons, 117 episodes. It's based on a character from a 1947 novel called Belvedere. And it follows an English butler that's hired to work in an upper-middle-class household in the Pittsburgh area. And I think some of the premise of, because this guy apparently had worked in the storyline, at least, worked with royalty and all kinds of stuff in England. And he possibly took this job because he was a novelist and he wanted to get material for his book. And I believe
He's always typing.
Yes.
most episodes ended with him, doing
Yes.
some typing to recap something, maybe summarize the moral of the episode.
Yes.
whatever. So we had Christopher Hewitt is the actor that played Mr. Lynn Aloysius Belvedere.
Aloysius.
Wow.
Yeah, and so that Christopher Hewitt did a lot of work on Broadway. He actually played Mr. Rourke's sidekick on the final season of Fantasy Island.
Huh.
And he also played King Koopa on ABC's 1989 special Mario Icecapades.
Jeez.
Ice
Hold on, wait,
capades?
back up the truck here. He was an ice
On
skating
skates?
Koopa?
I got the information zapped into me. I have never seen Mario Icecapades.
Listeners,
Please.
couple things. Screenshot it, send it to us, and we will make a T-shirt, and you can buy it
Please.
at our shop that will one day exist.
Yes.
And so there was Marcia was the mom.
Marcia.
Bob
She was kinda
Uecker was
cute.
George Owens.
Ryan's
Ryan's not sold on that.
No.
take a look at her.
So, yeah, as John kind of mentioned, Uecker was a baseball player from 1962 to 1967. He played in Milwaukee, St. Louis, Philadelphia, and Atlanta. And he started as a Brewers broadcaster in 1971 up until last year, so 54 seasons.
That's insane.
He became a regular guest on Johnny Carson, who gave him the nickname Mr. Baseball.
Cool.
And then so Kevin Owens was the older son. Heather was the middle, and Wesley, you are correct, Bryce Beckham.
Yeah.
And
Wow.
Wesley was a bit of a Dennis the Menace kind of thorn in Mr.
Okay.
Belvedere's side.
Okay.
Wesley. You can
Yes.
picture Mr. Belvedere. It was a bad Belvedere, but I can picture Belvedere.
That was a pretty good Belvedere, I think.
Thank you. We'll soundbite drop that.
So the song is According to Our New Arrival. That's the name of the song.
Huh.
And it was performed by Leon Redbone.
Wow.
I always thought Leon Redbone looked like Rocky Rococo.
He kind of does. Yes, that actually... Or maybe Rocky styled himself after Leon Redbone.
Non-Midwest listeners, I'm guessing. I don't know what Rocky Rococo's breath is, but Rocky Rococo's a pizza joint. We do have international listeners. So it's a pizza place, and their mascot guy looks like Leon Redbone, and you probably don't know who either of those people are, so we'll carry on.
Panama hat, dark sunglasses,
White suit.
Nice push broom mustache.
black tie, big mustache, yep.
Yep.
So the song was written by Judy Hart Angelo and Gary Portnoy, who also
Gary Portnoy.
co-wrote the themes to Cheers and Punky Brewster.
Oh, wow.
It's really interesting how the same folks meander their way through these
I
songs.
think they, somebody finds something that sticks or that they like working with, and they just stay with it.
I love that we're at a point in this podcast where we're like, oh, Gary Portnoy. If you'd have told me in June that I'd know who Gary Portnoy was.
Right.
Yeah. So, John, maybe you have more info on Redbone, but I just have that he's a singer-songwriter. He recorded 18 albums, so he's pretty prolific. A lot of jazz and blues and Tin Pan Alley classics.
Yeah, that's, I think, when my parents probably picked up records in the 70s, it was kind of harkening back to like 40s jazz, like this song we'll hear.
Okay.
So, if you know the song Big Bad Bill by Van Halen, it's on Diver Down. It's like a jazz standard. It's like Leon Redbone stuff sounds like that.
Okay. He also sang the Baby It's Cold Outside duet with Zooey Deschanel for the movie Elf.
Yes, he did.
Really?
Yeah.
Yep. He also appeared on Sesame Street and an episode of Life Goes On.
Wow.
Oh.
He also performed TV commercials for Bud Light, Geo, the car manufacturer, and All, the laundry detergent.
I wanted a Geo Metro in high school.
Yeah,
That's
they're cool.
unfortunate.
So the song was actually written in 1984 for a rejected television pilot called Help, which that show was later resurrected as Marblehead Manor. But anyhow, the song they changed one word, arrivals, to arrival for the theme song to Mr. Belvedere.
Huh, recycled song.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Wow.
It did.
Turned into something, right?
Yeah. And
Very
then they had
interesting.
4 different closing themes during the original run.
Huh.
There's a rock version during the early ABC promos. Seasons 1, 2, and 3 had an instrumental version. 3 also had a Dixieland, and then 4 had a jazzier rendition of the ending theme.
Fascinating. If we have time, which we may or may not, might not hurt to try to find an ending. I'm curious a little bit.
Yeah, that's the information I got.
Well, shit, Engineer Pete, that was fantastic.
Yeah. This
Excellent
had
stuff.
a longer run than I would have guessed off the top. I would have guessed
Agreed.
like 3 years.
What was the opening year?
85.
Okay, so
85 to
Yes.
90.
85 to 91.
90.
90, oh, yeah, so like 90-91 season.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That is a solid run.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm excited to binge all 6 seasons.
It's a lot of Belvedere.
It's
It's a lot of Lynn.
A lot of Lynn. You know, the Lynn male-female name is that was interesting. Have you ever met a guy named Lynn?
Can't remember.
Lynn Dickey from
Green Bay Packers.
Green Bay Packers.
Yeah.
I never met him.
But that's
That's the only Lynn I can think
few
of.
and far between.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Let's bring it back. Lynn.
Leslie.
Kim. Yeah.
Go
Wow.
go back in time, and between the 3 of us, we have 6 boys.
That was some hard math.
Right.
You did it.
6 boys. Yep. So we go back in time, rename them Kim, Lynn.
All Kim and Lynn.
No, what were the other names you just said?
Leslie.
Leslie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shannon.
Yeah.
Shannon, yeah.
Yep.
All right. We got ourselves a little plan here.
This is a super plan.
Time machine.
Next step, time machine.
Hey, Conky's got a different job ahead of him. Are you guys ready?
Yeah.
I don't need to hum the song. Do you want me to give you a little bit, or?
Actually, kind of do because
Okay.
I don't remember it, and I'm
So it starts out with a little piano thing that I probably can't hum. Dun 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 dun.
Yeah.
So it's kind of a classical. Then it gets to this Tin Pan Alley. But streaks on the china. Never met him before.
Nice.
Who cares? When you up at your jackets. When you came to the door. No one's there.
Now,
Dun,
the
dun,
question
dun,
I have
dun.
for you, very good, by the way, well done, is
I aim to please.
does Redbone sing out of the side of his mouth just as you were doing?
He must.
Or is that just how he enunciates?
That's a question for Redbone and Rocky Rococo.
Rocky Rococo definitely talked out of the side of his mouth.
This piano intro, though, is it's awesome. I love
Beautiful.
it. Yes.
I definitely remember it.
All right, let's
Okay.
hear it. Do we know what season, or are we just
dive in. I
Season 1.
don't.
He
Season
said,
1.
He said with confidence. All right, Conky, bring it.
Streaks on the china,
Yeah.
never mattered.
Right there.
There it is.
Just
right.
as you hummed. Yeah. Yeah.
And then
It's a nice little tickler. Real nice little tickler.
that's the worst.
That's what everybody calls piano
Nope.
ditties like that.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Redbone's mustache.
Boo.
It is a nice little
What
ditty.
instrument is that comes in right after the piano?
Can we get a 5-second backup?
Like a tuba or a French horn or
Some sort of brass.
yeah.
I do love the tuba. It's a great instrument.
Streaks on the
It's a
china,
trombone.
Oh, I think you're right.
It's a boner.
It's the bone.
streaks on the china, never mattered before. Who cares?
So we're gonna need lyrics, but instrumentation-wise, this is great.
Yeah.
Right? You got a little drummer, a simple
Yeah.
little drum kit. You've got an acoustic guitar, just almost more percussive than the
Correct.
notes.
Yeah.
There's a lot of cool shit going on here, and I believe he's saying "streaks on the china."
Correct.
Yeah, all right.
But then never met him before. What the
Is that the second line?
No.
Oh.
Never mattered before.
Do you have any idea what the premise to Marblehead Manor was? Because I'm like, so far this seems like it is written for Mr. Belvedere, but the fact that they wrote it for a different song and just kind of recycled it.
I've never heard of Marblehead Manor until tonight.
Correct.
Oh, I think it's bad.
Is it going to be? Is it 80s?
I believe so.
All right, we'll have to check the
We'll get
spreadsheet
there.
with Conky. All right, so streaks on the china never mattered before.
Correct.
And that's as far as we've gotten so far.
Yes.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
When you drop kicked your jacket as you came through the door.
Just to confirm he's talking about drop kicking a jacket.
Indeed.
That's what I heard. Yeah, okay.
I'm going to have you read that lyric, but the piano is kicking ass.
How would you describe
Almost
that piano?
like you'd hear it in a saloon.
Well, that's exactly the word I was going to use. Like a saloon piano, right?
Like if you're watching a Looney Tunes episode and you're in an old saloon, it's that kind of ragtimey.
yeah.
It's fantastic.
Somebody like a guy in a Back to the Future 3 kicks open the swing doors, like and a guy's playing this saloon piano, right?
It's so great.
Yeah.
I absolutely love the sound of it. What was the next lyric with drop kick in a jacket?
So I'll start from the top. Streaks on the china never mattered before. Who cared? When you drop kicked your jacket as you came through the door.
And then does he say no one glared?
Yes.
All right.
No one glared, but sometimes things get turned around and no one spared.
Guess it.
Sometimes things get turned around,
Yep.
but no one spared.
Stare?
Correct.
Oh.
Spared. 100% you had right there.
All right. Not to get into like songwriting, but these 40s jazz standards and like ragtime songs are crazy filled with chords.
I was just going to say, yeah.
There's the amount of chords the guitar player is changing. Like it's going
Correct.
like
And
if
it's all jazzy chords.
It's all jazzy chords. Right. It's super like these sound so melodically like simple and they're crazy hard.
Dun, 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 dun,
right, and you're just switching chords
Yeah.
and it's so melodic and they're just doing really neat stuff. I love progressions like that.
Yep.
All hands look out below.
There's a cool trumpet thing happening in the background too. Yeah. It's nice and quiet in the mix.
Yeah, I like it.
It's got a mute in it, I think, but it's just there's some cool. I didn't even catch what he was saying. I was so listening to the trumpet.
Pete. All hands look out below.
Sorry.
No, you're good.
All hands look out below.
All hands look out below. Is that what you said? Yeah.
Correct.
Okay.
There's a change in the status quo.
Go ahead.
There's a change in the status quo.
Yes.
Something the good life yet coming up, maybe. Let's find out.
Yeah, we're getting there.
All right. John's working off the memory. 30-year-old.
Gonna need all the help that we can get.
It's Dixieland almost, the horns in the background.
Yeah, I think that's a good
And the
description.
drummer's just in the pocket.
Yep.
We've talked a lot in these 32 episodes about questionable choices of instrumentation, of what the musicians are doing. I've got zero. I'm loving everything I'm hearing on this, mix included.
It's all the mix is I would call very straightforward, but it's nothing raises up like above anything else dramatically.
Yeah, nothing's jarring.
Yeah.
According to our new arrival, life is more than mere survival.
And that seems tailor-made for the show. According to our new arrival. Mm-hmm. And you said the original one was Arrivals on that line?
I believe so, yes.
Life is more than mere survival. You get this British guy who's read and well-traveled. So it's
Yes. The one thing I'm confused about is how the Dixieland fits into any part of the premise of this show, though. Unless it's just meant to contrast with the piano intro, which is supposed to maybe be more British, and then we go into this very American.
That might be the best we can get out. Yeah, that's a good point.
Maybe watching the intro will help us too. Maybe that will tie it in. It's a great question.
But I like Pete's idea that like it starts out very proper, and then it gets kind of rollicking, and maybe the proper is Belvedere and the rollicking is Uecker and crew. What's their last name on the show?
Owens?
Owens, yes. The Owens family.
Yeah, I still don't totally get the Dixieland in the premise, but
We just might live the good life yet.
There's that line, right? We just might live the good life yet.
According to our new arrival, life is more than mere survival, and we just might live the good life yet.
Right. They're being inspired by something new. It's kind of cool. And then I believe we're going to exit with the intro piano line again.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Perfect.
Ooh, and it gets a little cocky at the end.
Yep.
Gives you a full hit with the horns and an orchestra hit.
I like it.
Yeah, that's cool. I haven't heard that song in quite some time. Probably I've heard it since I probably was all buzzed up at some point and went on YouTube and listened to this in the last 20 years.
Okay.
Because why not?
All buzzed up and looking for Mr. Belvedere.
Right? I got 6 Miller Lights in me and everybody's in bed. I'm going to listen to a Belvedere theme song.
Leon Redbone. Where's Leon?
Well, I can tell you this much. I definitely remember the song. I'm guessing once I see... Hello? There we go. I'm guessing... It's this cheap chord I've got. I'm guessing once I see the opening, I'll remember it, but I don't really have much in my mind. You can go full screen on this thing. All right, we are going to watch the intro to Mr. Belvedere. I totally remember this. It's like stop motion.
Correct. Like he's superimposed over the or the background.
And it's a bunch of he's serving tea. He's a butler.
Can I just say something though?
No.
His mustache could not be more 80s. Like that is just the conservative 80s mustache.
It's big, but it should be bigger.
Well, you want it to be bigger, but that's what I'm saying. It's the classic conservative.
Yeah.
It's not over his lip.
Right.
But nobody's mistaking this mustache. I mean, it's a serious mustache.
Yeah, it's prominent, but it's not cocky. It's not
well
it's
put.
not bushy.
Right. It's not he's not trying to be Burt Reynolds.
Well, he's an English butler. He trims it.
I'm sure. Every day.
I'm sure he has a special mustache trimmer.
I'm sure.
All right, we love how they bring us the font and everything else.
Yeah.
He just turns to the camera in this weird stop motion way with a tray of tea that he's probably going to serve to a prince. And on the screen, there it is, Mr. Belvedere.
I think this is the first time we've had the title superimposed over like the lead character.
Correct.
Usually it's like a cityscape or the house or something. I also like how it's almost glowing. It's like a gold that's
warm.
Warm, yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, like Belvedere.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Lynn.
Streaks on the china, never mattered.
What in the world is...
I believe what we're about to see is a montage of his adventures before making his way to Pittsburgh. If my memory serves me correctly. Yes. And are we going to see Gandhi? I think we're going to see some famous people, if I recall correctly. He's wearing a chef. He looks like Chef Boyardee.
He's like a cross between Forrest Gump and Hercule Poirot. Like he's like, he's a chef.
He's a chef. He's got an apron. Looks like maybe a tomato bisque.
First one, he had like a classic English like rainy day outfit on with like an umbrella.
So you've got this stop motion, and then the backgrounds keep changing.
Before, who cares?
He was in India at the Taj Mahal wearing a fez.
Correct.
Now he's climbing Mount Everest and he's got a pickaxe in his hand? Or is he in the Swiss Alps? He's in some sort of
Alps, yeah, because it reminds me of
the Matterhorn.
What was the game on The Price is Right where they had to climb the exactly.
That's a great reference. Remember watching The Price is Right?
Oh, absolutely. Just had this conversation about sick day rituals when you were a kid.
You're home with a cold.
Yeah. And you got saltine crackers.
Yep.
And a 7-Up.
7-Up.
and a freaking 7-Up. And a TV tray. Like, like I could never eat in the living room when I was a kid, except if I was sick.
And then anything goes.
And then anything goes, right?
7-Up, you're right.
7-Up. And...
we would get like the generic brand, and they called it white soda. I don't know if you remember, before they called it lemon lime.
Yeah.
If you want.
Yeah, it was white soda. You're right about that. Yeah. Yeah, kids have no idea how good they have it now because they have so many options. When you basically had daytime soaps.
Yeah.
Price is Right.
Slim pickings.
And then these crazy infomercials, right?
Yeah. You're absolutely right.
When you drop kick your jacket.
So we go from England to
Egypt.
We were in Egypt, and he was wearing a a Shaw's.
Shah,
Yep.
yeah, whatever.
And now is he in?
The jungle
It
somewhere.
looks like a Mayan pyramid. Hold on.
Yeah.
That might be Chichen Itza or Koba. And he's wearing a Panama jacket.
We need a spreadsheet for how many times Chichen Itza gets set on.
Is that Kalakmu or Tikal?
You came through the door, no one glared.
No, he's freaking hitchhiking.
Hitchhiking.
Why is he so happy? He's got this big dumb grin on his face. He's wearing his trench coat and his tie and his hat, and he's got a cardboard sign that says "We'll wrestle for food." Oh wait, no, that's a Van Halen video. It says Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh. He also it's a little bit like Paddington Bear.
Have we referenced Paddington on here before?
I think we may have, yeah.
Anonymous statistician. In addition to Mayan pyramids, how many times have we referenced Paddington? Bear loves his marmalade.
But sometimes things get turned around.
So we are 20-some seconds in, and all we've seen is Christopher Hewitt.
Correct.
And just weird stop motion with things superimposed in the background.
Finally, halfway through the song, we're seeing actual footage from the show. It's
Correct.
Mr. Belvedere arriving at the Owens home.
Yes.
And is that Bob? We see a little bit of Euchre's face there.
I think it's Uecker, yeah.
Around and no one.
There he is.
And now they're taking still photos, but not making them stop motion. They're just zooming in on stills. And there is Uecker wearing a V-neck sweater, a tie, because he was was he like a TV personality?
He was a sportscaster eventually. I think in the show he started out as something else.
Huh.
Yeah.
Very interesting.
But there's a family dinner
around
scene.
the dinner table.
Yeah.
Spared.
And now we see, you might have been right about the mom. Now we see Uecker again wearing another sweater, the mom, and Mr. Belvedere. I remember that house.
Sure.
All hands look out below.
Maybe I was right about the mom. I can't tell
You're
you.
really wavering here.
And here is
This guy's got a broken arm.
yeah, I think he was like the ABC special because he was the old teenager. So I think there was an episode where he was drinking, I think he
raided the liquor cabinet.
like a lot of good 80s shows. There's a lot of lessons taught.
Sure.
So
He's
There's a change in the status quo.
Rob Stone.
Rob Stone. What a great name, huh?
Sounds like an adult film star.
Maybe.
So I didn't find that in his background, but it was a lot of single episode work on other shows outside of Mr.
Okay.
Belvedere, but nothing real long-standing.
And same, was that pretty much with the entire cast?
Yes.
Okay.
It has that feel, right? You look at them and they all look like one-timers.
Is the girl's name going to be Tracy?
Yes, Tracy Wells.
Wells. Yeah.
I always got her mixed up with Tracy Gold
From Growing
right?
Pains,
Yeah,
for
and they
sure.
kind of look similar.
Let's find out.
And I think these were both ABC shows.
Oh.
They might have
Gonna
had a
need
type.
all the help that we can.
They do kind of look similar.
Yeah, they look
Absolutely.
similar.
I
That's
think
a
my
great 80s sweater,
I
by
was
the
going
way.
to say, I think my sister had that sweater.
Totally, with the red with the hearts on
Is it
it.
a Valentine's Day
Yeah,
sweater?
for sure. Yeah.
So Tracy Wells has got a sweater with the collar popping out, and she's doing a bunch of homework.
And
She's
she's-
the nerdy.
Correct.
Yeah.
She's the bookworm.
She's
right?
the Jan Brady.
Get
There's Wesley being a little shit.
Yep.
He throws a bag of flour at her head, and it explodes on her face.
It's good comedy right there. It's good comedy.
according to our new arrival.
Is he playing an accordion?
Yes. I still don't understand how you remember this kid's name.
I don't either, man.
I could have understood it better if Bryce Beckham had done anything else of significance.
That's what I'm saying, right?
But as far as we know,
You didn't remember Rob Stone. You remembered Bryce.
Maybe
Beckham.
I related to him because I was an annoying little shit brother too.
Everybody's wearing really great 80s clothes, though. The collared long sleevers. I don't know.
Agree completely.
Yeah.
So we've talked before. You want to, if you're a younger listener, I'm guessing we don't have any, but if you are and you want to know what the 80s really looked like not exaggerated, like at a costume party.
Yep.
Look at the intro to Mr. Belvedere.
For sure.
Life is more than mere survival.
There he is.
And I think that was a standard uniform. He had a V-neck sweater and a sport coat.
Yeah, real dolled up.
Yeah. George. Bob Uecker's George.
Fantastic.
We just might live the good life yet.
Because he and Belvedere definitely were very
They butted heads.
cut from different cloths.
Correct.
So a lot of headbutting. He was more of a, Pittsburghian.
Yeah.
But it's kind of tough.
Working class
kind of
yeah.
guy. And
Yeah.
Belvedere.
I remember that scene where Belvedere slaps the mashed potatoes on his plate.
That kitchen's great. I love 80s kitchens. It's just fantastic. Hold on. We've talked many times about family photos, like
Correct.
in Charles in Charge.
Yep.
You're getting your Christmas card photo taken. We should probably get the butler in there.
Absolutely.
And he's
standing. He's in the prominent position.
how would you describe the mom's hair?
Helmet? Like, it looks like He-Man's haircut.
Yeah, that's a good.
It's He-Man's, but with a little more body. A little Aquanet out of He-Man.
A little more Aquanet. Yeah, or whatever.
It looks like it would be relatively firm to the touch.
I agree.
It looks like it would protect her in a crash.
Yes. I don't know what crash rating it would get, but it would.
Maybe pretty high. So there's the family again, 80s. There you got the stairs in the background, a little bit of a fireplace,
Yep.
and there's the whole gang.
It's a great family picture.
It is. Rob Stone in the middle. Well, there you have it. Mr. Belvedere's.
Mr. Belvedere's.
Well, that's a classic for a reason. Well, it's the exciting time of the show. We got to vote. We are going to vote on Mr. Belvedere and find out if this TV theme song makes our wall of fame or our wall of shame. It just needs 2 votes to go either way. We are waiting for our playlist to get put together. We're waiting for one of you viewers to do this, so that if you're
We're waiting for other people to do the work for
Yes.
us is really what we're waiting for.
you're at Planet Fitness and you wanted to rock out to all of our thumbs up songs or our
Yeah.
thumbs down songs.
Yeah.
It's up to you.
Yeah.
A thumbs up is an I'll be back, and a thumbs down is a you're in big trouble, mister. I've played my hand. We got to work at least a little drama into this show. Let's start with Engineer Pete.
That was a good call, John, because I am going to give this a thumbs down.
Oh.
I didn't
Do talk.
didn't hate it, but I didn't love it. I think the Dixieland thing is weird. I feel bad because obviously your family was a fan of Leon Redbone. But the whole premise, I mean, musically, I guess, they did what they did well. I just am not a big,
It's no Airwolf.
not a big fan of it, so it's no Airwolf. Yeah, exactly.
Airwolf will always be John's joke the comeback.
Well, that's fair. I should go second because just to have a look, mine obviously is a big old thumbs up. This is fantastic.
I'll be back.
I'm going to listen to this tomorrow on my way to work. It's great. I love the song. I love the piano intro into the bounciness of the Dixieland. So all good for me. So now we got a little drama here.
Yeah.
Hey, Ryan,
Yes.
before you vote,
Yeah.
just talk us through some stuff. What are you feeling right now?
Well, I'll explain, and then I will give my vote. I have good memories of the show. I hear the song. I heard it today. It makes me happy. I smile when I hear this. So I've got to give it an Arnold.
Okay.
Every time it's an Arnold. No question about it.
I'll be back.
Hey, there's Conky. Excellent. Well, hey, all it takes is 2 votes. Mr. Belvedere is now on our wall of fame.
Old
Congratulations,
Belvedere's.
Mr. Belvedere. Is Miller Lite on our wall of fame?
I to be honest, I kind of liked it. I hadn't had one in probably 30 years.
Well, I bought a 6er. Maybe after we close up the episode, we shotgun the other 3 and call it a night.
Man. Wowza.
Put a car key in there. And
Sounds like a plan, Stan.
any other things before we wrap it up for episode 32? Mr. Belvedere, you guys got anything else?
In 2007, Portnoy released a never-before-heard full-length version of the song on his CD Destiny. So if you're looking
Boy.
for something to queue up in your car on the ride to work,
Is he singing it or is Redbone?
That's a great question. You might just have to buy the CD and find out, John.
Because did Portnoy sing the Punky theme?
And the Cheers theme.
Yeah, then I'm going to avoid that.
Yeah, so you don't like him. You called him an over-enunciator, I think.
Oh, I kind of am very curious about his version now.
Streaks on the china never mattered before. Who cares? When you drop kicked your jacket.
Now, in looking at the lyrics, there's a lot more lyrics that were not in the theme version.
It's an epic poem.
There's like, 3 more.
Oh.
All right. I'm curious.
Yeah, so
All right, maybe I'll take it for a test drive
Thanks,
and
Gary.
report back.
Yeah.
I'll try to make a mental note of that. Well, unless there's any other things, cheers to Bob Uecker.
Yeah.
Wisconsin legend with a great, it was 90?
90.
Great run.
Absolutely.
And it was fun to revisit Mr. Belvedere while crushing a Miller Lite.
Yeah.
Well, with nothing else to report, there's nothing left to do but wrap it up. Until next week, I am John.
I'm Ryan.
And I'm Peter.
Thank you for tuning in to the Super 80s Podcast Friend, where the towels are hers and hers.